It's a beautiful fall evening in the Pacific Northwest, and I wanted to introduce you to my next project. If you've seen my previous videos, I had a Toyota Sienna that I built as a camper van. I discovered that it was perfect in every way except for size. So this van is bigger, it will be able to carry a motorcycle, which the Sienna was not able to do. And I'm really excited to be building it out. But I have had it for about 2 months now, and I've done some work. So I'll try and show some before photos, and then we'll do a little bit of walk around right now to see where it's at currently, and then I'll tell you a little bit about where the project is going to go. So this is a 2003 Chevy Express all-wheel drive 1500 half-ton van. It started life as an incomplete vehicle, and it was sent to a company called Explorer. They do conversion vans, and they gave it the whole limousine tour inside, and all the leather, the carpet, the cushy seats. It had a television, like a deep style tube television, 2003, DVD player. It had hookups for PlayStation 2, and yeah, it was, I believe, the GS model. If you're familiar with Explorer, you're probably kind of a nerd if you are, but anyway, it is no longer. It also had the pinstriping on the sides, which I've removed. I still need to remove a lot of the adhesive. This is sort of mid-project, of course, but all this adhesive where the vinyl was attached. The vinyl was pretty easy to remove with a heat gun and plastic razor blade. The adhesive a little bit harder, but some goof off or Goo Gone should do the trick. Before removing the pinstriping, I removed all that plastic cladding. In fact, there was some aluminum running boards and the plastic ground effects. I'm sure you've seen it on other conversion vans, and it should be pretty obvious in the before photos that I'll put up on the screen. The body kit ground effects, it was already missing the rear part of it, and even if it wasn't, I didn't want it, and I still have to patch all these holes. But I do plan to do that along with fixing all this chipping paint. Chip it away, sand, spray paint, probably filler Bondo for the holes, or maybe welding, I don't know, we'll see. I have already changed the wheels here. I found these, of course, used on Marketplace. I believe they're Tahoe wheels. They fit this Express, I think, because it's an all-wheel drive. The two-wheel drive and the four-wheel drive pickup trucks have a different offset for their wheels. And the tire shop told me they wouldn't work when I brought them in. And I said, I think they will. So we test fit one and it worked just fine. So I think the offset is fine on this van because it's an all-wheel drive. I really don't know why it works, but it does work. So don't just, watch this and then go buy Tahoe wheels for your Express van. It's likely that they won't fit, but maybe they will. I also got my favorite tires again. If you remember my last van, I had the Falcon Wild Peaks. They've since come out with the AT4W, which is pretty cool so far. I don't really notice any difference, except they're about the same price and they have a longer warranty period. I don't remember the mileage, but they're like 10 or 20,000 miles more than the previous series, which was the AT3W. On the Sienna, I actually had the AT Trails, but I've had the AT3Ws on a couple other SUVs. Definitely my favorite tires. As far as features, it's pretty loaded. We've got power door locks, and they work. Came with 2 fobs, power windows, of course, cruise control, we have as well a 5-channel security system. This is currently monitoring 3 cameras, the rear, the right, and the left, which is pretty cool. It's nice while driving to have sort of the rear view and the left and the right for merging. The cameras are mounted up under the rear view mirrors. I took a long time to look for and find this exact vehicle. I really wanted the Chevy Express all-wheel drive, which is a little bit harder to find, a little more common in the Northwest, but still hard to find. And I wasn't looking for the model necessarily with the doors on both sides, but that's what I got, which is also pretty uncommon. And it's kind of cool. I don't think I'll really be using it much in my interior design. In fact, the driver's side will probably be blocked off to a certain extent, but yeah, fairly uncommon combination. We totally stripped out all of the Explorer interior treatment, except for the front seats, really everything up in the driving area. We have insulated and paneled this thing. I do plan to take all the panels off to finish them, sand and stain and such, and so I will give more detailed view of the insulation at that time. I used the I think it's polyiso foam. We've got 1/2-inch sheets. I've got a total of 1 inch of insulation in the floor, topped with 1/2 inch of plywood. And for now, I put on this bed liner, like a roll-on bed liner on it to make it a durable surface, because I need to use it sort of as a truck to carry materials, among other things. And the bed liner is really nice. I will end up installing vinyl flooring on top of it. This is a sample of the flooring I found. It should be really nice. It sort of matches the wood tones on the interior, which I plan to keep it light. Here we are on the driver's side, and I can sort of show off the power system. What I got was Chin's 280 amp hour 12 volt batteries, and there are 2 of them, which comes out to roughly 7 kilowatt hours. And then I have a Lifetime 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter. I don't really have anything to say about these brands other than they happened to be on sale when I was shopping, so that's why I went with them, and did the whole wiring with mostly 0 gauge wire, because the inverter takes quite a bit of power. I've got 4 gauge running from under the hood to these chargers, 2 40 amp DC to DC chargers, also by Lifetime, and also were on sale when I bought them. So that makes for 80 amps at charging, which is about 1,000 watts. I also shoehorned a second alternator under the hood, and that second alternator is dedicated to charging these batteries. At some point I will do a more in-depth overview of the electrical system, but this is not the video for that. We're just doing broad strokes right now. Getting a little dark here, but we have a Victron battery monitor. I've also managed to install a 16-gallon water tank. So that about wraps it up for this introductory video. I'll start taking more videos over the coming weeks, going over some more details and the planned layout. Please let me know what you want to see specifically. I'll be sort of working on this in free time, and yeah, I'd love to have some inspiration on what exactly to provide details about. So let me know in the comments, and come along for the ride. It's going to be fun.